In 1976, as America celebrated 2 centuries of independence, the U.S. Mint created something extraordinary. They modified the Kennedy half-dollar, replacing the standard eagle design with Independence Hall and adding the dual date 1776 to 1976. But what makes certain versions of this coin so incredibly valuable isn't just its historical significance, it's the fascinating errors that occurred during production. Let's start with what makes these coins truly special. Master engraver Gilroy Roberts crafted the obverse featuring President Kennedy's profile, while Seth G. Huntington designed the reverse showing Independence Hall. The Mint produced 2 varieties, the standard copper-nickel clad version for circulation and a special 40% silver version for collectors. But here's where things get interesting, and potentially very lucrative. During the massive production run, something remarkable happened. The pressure to produce these commemorative coins led to various minting errors that today's collectors consider pure gold. Take the legendary double die error, where the design appears double due to a misalignment in the minting process. These aren't just minor variations, we're talking about coins that have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. And that's just the beginning, but perhaps the most sought-after error is the wrong planchet strike. Imagine a 1976 half-dollar struck on a planchet intended for a quarter or even a silver dollar. These rarities can command prices that would make your jaw drop. We're talking about potential values reaching into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about that for a moment. A coin that was worth 50 cents when it left the mint could now be worth more than a luxury car. Let me share something even more intriguing. There are documented cases of 1976 half-dollars with missing clad layers. These errors occurred when the outer layer of copper-nickel failed to bond properly with the core, resulting in a coin that looks dramatically different from its siblings. Collectors have paid astronomical sums for these pieces, with some of the finest examples fetching prices that could fund a college education. But here's what makes this truly exciting: these valuable variants are still in circulation. Yes, you heard that right. While many have been discovered and locked away in collectors' vaults, others are still out there, passing through cash registers, sitting in coin jars, or hiding in old collections, waiting to be discovered. So, how do you identify these potentially life-changing coins? Let's break it down. First, examine the date. Every 1976 Kennedy half-dollar should show 1776 to 1976. Now, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the lettering, particularly, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If you notice any doubling in these inscriptions, your heart should start racing. You might be holding a double die error worth thousands. Next, check the edges. A normal half-dollar should have a uniform, reeded edge. But if you notice any irregularities or what appears to be a copper core showing through, you could be looking at a valuable missing clad layer error. These imperfections, which might seem like damage to the untrained, could actually be indicators of a 5- or 6-figure coin. Weight is another crucial factor. A standard copper-nickel clad half-dollar should weigh 11.34 grams. Any significant deviation could indicate a wrong planchet strike. And here's a little-known secret: some of the most valuable error coins don't look perfect. In fact, their imperfections are what make them precious to collectors. But wait, there's more. Some 1976 half-dollars exhibit what experts call off-center strikes. These occur when the coin blank isn't properly centered during striking, resulting in part of the design being missing and a crescent-shaped blank area. While minor off-center strikes might add a few $100s to a coin's value, severe cases where 50% or more of the design is missing have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Let's talk about preservation. If you think you found one of these valuable variants, handle it by the edges only. Never clean it. This is crucial. Many well-meaning people have accidentally destroyed thousands of dollars in value by attempting to clean their coins. Professional numismatists unanimously agree, an uncleaned coin, even with natural toning, is far more valuable than a cleaned one. Time is of the essence. As more collectors become aware of these valuable variations, prices continue to climb. Just 5 years ago, a severe double die error might have sold for $20,000. Today, similar examples are commanding $50,000 or more. The market for these exceptional pieces shows no signs of slowing down, but here's what makes this hunt so exciting: new varieties are still being discovered. Just last year, a collector found a previously unknown die variety in their grandfather's collection. After authentication by professional coin grading service, PCGS, it sold at auction for a staggering amount. This proves that even after decades of searching, the 1976 half dollar still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. So, what should you do if you think you found something special? First, document everything. Take clear, well-lit photographs from multiple angles. Then, resist the urge to clean or handle the coin excessively. Consider having it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These professionals can confirm whether you've struck numismatic gold. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about potential profit, it's about preserving history. Each 1976 half dollar tells a story of America's bicentennial celebration, a time when the nation came together to honor 2 centuries of independence. The fact that some of these coins might be worth a fortune. Well, that's just the silver lining. As you watch this video, thousands of 1976 half dollars are changing hands across America. Some might be passing through cash registers in your local stores. Others might be sitting in that jar of coins you've been meaning to sort through. The question isn't whether these valuable variants exist, we know they do. The question is, who will find the next 6-figure coin? The year was 1973. The Vietnam War was drawing to a close, and America was preparing for its upcoming bicentennial celebration. Meanwhile, in the United States Mint, something extraordinary was happening. The Kennedy half dollar, already a beloved piece of American coinage, was about to become one of the most intriguing pieces for collectors and investors alike. You might be holding one of these coins right now, not realizing that in your hands could be a fortune worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But before you rush to check your coin jar, let me tell you exactly what makes certain 1973 Kennedy half dollars so incredibly valuable. The story begins in 1964, when the U.S. Mint introduced the Kennedy half dollar as a tribute to our fallen president. By 1973, something unique was happening. The Mint was reducing its production of half dollars, focusing instead on the upcoming bicentennial designs. This reduction created the perfect conditions for rare variations and mistakes that today could be worth a small fortune. Think about this. While a regular 1973 Kennedy half dollar might be worth just a few dollars, certain error coins from this year have sold for astronomical amounts. We're talking about coins that could put your children through college or buy you that dream house you've always wanted. But what makes these coins so special? It all comes down to the details that I'm going to reveal to you today. From double die errors that make it look like Kennedy's profile was stamped twice, to off-center strikes that create fascinating misalignments, these imperfections are actually perfections in the eyes of serious collectors. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own unique characteristics, but San Francisco, producing both proof and uncirculated sets, created some of the most valuable specimens we see today. The proof coins, with their mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs, are particularly susceptible to showing striking errors that can multiply their value exponentially. Let's take a closer look at what makes these coins truly special. On the obverse, you'll find Kennedy's portrait, carefully crafted with intricate hair details that can reveal valuable doubling errors under close inspection. The lettering, especially Liberty and the date, can also show signs of valuable mistakes. The reverse features a majestic heraldic eagle, clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbols of peace and strength that define America itself. But here's where it gets really interesting. During the minting process, several things could go wrong, and in the world of coin collecting, wrong often means valuable. Imagine a coin struck off-center, with part of the design missing. While this might seem like a defect, these error coins can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. The more dramatic the error, the higher the potential value. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die, where the design appears to be stamped twice, creating a ghost-like effect. On the 1973 Kennedy half dollar, this can be particularly noticeable in the lettering in Kennedy's profile. These doubles aren't just minor variations, they're dramatic errors that can turn a 50-cent piece into a 5-figure windfall. Then there are the clipped planchet errors, where the coin blank wasn't properly cut, resulting in a missing section of the coin. These errors occur when the blanking die overlaps a previously made blank, creating a curved clip in the final coin. While some might see this as damage, collectors see dollar signs, but perhaps the most intriguing errors are the strike-through mistakes. These occur when foreign material gets between the die and the planchet during striking. Imagine finding a coin where a piece of fabric or metal strand was permanently imprinted into the surface. These unique errors tell a story of a moment frozen in time, and collectors will pay premium prices for these conversation pieces. Now, you might be wondering how to determine if your 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is worth serious money. The key lies in understanding the grading scale. Mint state coins, graded from MS-60 to MS-70, can command impressive prices, especially if they display any of the errors we've discussed. Proof coins, particularly those graded proof 65 and above, can be worth even more. Recent auction results have shown just how valuable these coins can be. While a standard uncirculated 1973 half-dollar might sell for $10 to $20, error coins have reached shocking prices. Some particularly rare double die errors have sold for over $50,000, and that's just the beginning. As more collectors recognize the significance of these coins, prices continue to climb. But here's the crucial part: knowing how to spot these valuable variations. You'll need proper tools, a good magnifying glass, preferably 10x or stronger, and appropriate lighting. Look closely at the lettering, especially around Liberty and the date. Check Kennedy's profile for any signs of doubling. Examine the mint mark area carefully. Sometimes the most valuable errors occur in this small but significant detail. When you're checking your coins, pay special attention to the edges. A perfect circle might mean a standard coin, but any deviation could signal a valuable error. Look for clips, curves, or any unusual shapes. These imperfections might just be your ticket to a significant payday. Storage is crucial for maintaining value. Never clean your coins, this can actually decrease their worth dramatically. Instead, handle them by the edges and store them in proper holders. Acid-free coin flips or albums are essential for preserving both the coin's condition and its potential value. Let me dispel some common myths about the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar. Not all 1973 coins are rare. In fact, most are quite common. What makes them valuable are specific variations, errors, and exceptional conditions. Don't be fooled by claims that all proof coins are worth fortunes. While proof coins are generally more valuable, it's the rare errors and high grades that command the highest prices. The market for these coins continues to grow. As more collectors understand the significance of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar and its various errors, demand increases. This isn't just about collecting. It's about investing in a piece of American history that could be worth a substantial amount of money. Remember, the key to finding these valuable coins is knowledge and patience. Take your time examining any 1973 Kennedy half-dollars you come across. Look for the signs we've discussed: double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and strike-through errors. Each of these characteristics could mean the difference between a common coin and a life-changing discovery. As we wrap up this journey through the fascinating world of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, consider this: somewhere out there, perhaps in an old coin jar or a forgotten collection, lies a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could be in your possession right now, waiting to be discovered. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to understanding both American history and the intricate world of numismatics. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who happened to inherit some old coins, the potential for finding something truly valuable is real. The 1985 half-dollar. Behind its seemingly ordinary appearance lies a world of rarities and errors that could turn a simple 50-cent piece into a fortune worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of these coins have sold for staggering amounts at auction, making headlines in the collecting community. But here's the shocking truth: there might be one sitting in your change jar right now. The story begins in 1964 when the U.S. Mint introduced the Kennedy half-dollar to honor the assassinated president. By 1985, these coins were still being produced in massive numbers at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But what makes the 1985 specimens particularly fascinating is the perfect storm of circumstances that led to some of the most valuable error coins ever discovered. Let's start with the basics. The 1985 half-dollar features the iconic profile of President Kennedy on the obverse, masterfully designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse showcases the presidential seal, created by Frank Gasparo. Each coin weighs precisely 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. While that might sound ordinary, these specifications become crucial when identifying potentially valuable errors. Speaking of errors, this is where things get truly extraordinary. The 1985 half-dollar is known for having some of the most dramatic and valuable mistakes in modern U.S. coinage. The most sought-after variety is the elusive double die error, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. These aren't just minor variations, we're talking about clearly visible doubling on Kennedy's profile, lettering, and even the date. But here's what makes collectors' hearts race: the rarest of these double die errors can command prices exceeding $100,000. Why? Because they represent a perfect combination of historical significance and minting error that occurred at just the right moment in time. Some specialists believe there might be undiscovered specimens still in circulation, waiting to be found by an eagle-eyed collector. The double die isn't the only error that can turn these coins into gold mines. Off-center strikes, where the design is dramatically misaligned, can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000 depending on severity. The most valuable are those struck 50% off-center while still showing the complete date. These spectacular errors occurred when planchets, the blank metal discs that become coins, weren't properly positioned during striking. Then there are the infamous missing clad layer errors. Remember how I mentioned these coins are made of copper and nickel? Well, sometimes the outer layer of nickel failed to bond properly, exposing the copper core. These coins can look drastically different from their properly struck counterparts, and the most dramatic examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But perhaps the most intriguing error of all is the die crack variety. As the dies used to strike these coins wore down, they developed cracks that created raised lines on the coin's surfaces. In extreme cases, these cracks led to large raised areas called cuts. The most valuable 1985 half-dollar cut error sold for an astonishing $175,000 at a specialized auction in 2019. Now, you might be wondering how to identify these valuable variations. First, you'll want to look for any obvious doubling, particularly around the lettering in Kennedy's profile. Use a magnifying glass of at least 5x power, and good lighting is crucial. Pay special attention to the date, Liberty, and the mint mark. These areas often show the most prominent doubling. Speaking of mint marks, you'll find them on the obverse of the coin, just below Kennedy's bust. A P indicates Philadelphia production, while D means it was struck in Denver. While mint marks themselves don't typically affect value dramatically, they become crucial when combined with specific errors. The condition of your coin is paramount. Numismatists use a grading scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being absolute perfection. A standard 1985 half-dollar in circulated condition might be worth its face value of 50 cents. However, an uncirculated specimen graded MS 65, mint state 65, could be worth $20 to $30. But add any of the significant errors we've discussed, and that value could skyrocket into 5 or 6 figures. Here's something fascinating: the 1985 half-dollars errors are so valuable partly because they occurred during a time of transition in U.S. minting technology. The mint was implementing new quality control measures, but some spectacular mistakes still slipped through. These errors represent a unique moment in American numismatic history, making them especially desirable to serious collectors. But before you rush to check your coin jar, remember that authentication is crucial. The market has seen its share of altered coins trying to mimic valuable errors. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify authenticity and assign a grade that will maximize your coin's value. The cost of grading, usually around $30 to $50, becomes insignificant if you found one of these rare treasures. If you're serious about searching for these valuable variants, consider buying rolls of $50 from your local bank. Many collectors have found success with this method, though it requires patience and a keen eye. You might sort through thousands of coins before finding something special, but remember, it only takes one discovery to make it all worthwhile. The collecting community has documented numerous success stories. Take John Henderson from Ohio, who found a significant die crack error while going through his grandmother's old coin collection. That coin, which had been sitting in a drawer for decades, sold for $82,000 at auction. Stories like this remind us that numismatic treasures could be hiding anywhere. Let's talk about preservation. If you think you found something valuable, handle it only by the edges, and never clean it. Many potentially valuable coins have been ruined by well-meaning collectors trying to make them shine. Store your finds in soft plastic holders or archival quality folders, away from extreme temperatures and humidity. The market for 1985 half-dollar errors continues to strengthen. As more collectors understand their rarity and historical significance, prices have steadily increased. Some experts predict that certain varieties could double in value over the next decade, especially as fewer examples remain in original condition. Remember, numismatics isn't just about potential profit, it's about preserving history and understanding the fascinating process of how our money is made. Every error coin tells a story about the minting process and the people involved in creating our nation's currency. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, the 1985 half-dollar represents an exciting opportunity. These coins combine historical significance, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. Who knows? The next major discovery could be waiting in your pocket change or local bank roll. Don't forget to hit subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating coin discoveries. In our next video, we'll explore another series of valuable modern coins that might be hiding in plain sight. Until then, happy hunting, and remember, every coin has a story to tell.